Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John and this video is going to be my top 10 movies of 2022. So I just wanted to give you my top 10 list. It might be a bit controversial as well. Some of the choices I picked, I know that not a lot of people like these movies, some people hate these movies, but I had a good time with them, hence the list. So at number 10 is Jurassic World Dominion. Now, I've always liked the Jurassic World films, and to be honest, I think I've seen them all at the cinema when I look back on it. Of course, the first time watching the first Jurassic Park at the cinema was an absolute revelation. Everybody was talking about it when it came out, about the sound and the dinosaur effects, which, to be honest, I don't think they've been topped to this day. Anyway, but me and the devs wanted to see how this was going to all tie up. And to be honest, I had a really good time with it. Yes, there's a big section of it that did look like it belonged in the Mission Impossible movies. But in general, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the last third of the movie. I think it's the best part of it when they all come together, this team from the original movie and this new team. So there is some daft bits in it, and there's a few bits in it where I think, well, they could have left that out. But in general, I did like it. We watched it and we didn't think it was too long or anything, although we were a little bit confused of why it had this big whole Mission Impossible type of Jason Bourne theme running through it. But in general, we thought it was quite a good fitting tie-up to the rest of the Jurassic Park films. So at number 10, that's Jurassic World Dominion. At number 9 is The Adam Project. Now this movie, again, a lot of people didn't really like it, and we had a great time with it. We put it on, we just give all these movies a free pass. We just thought, is it going to be anything that's going to be enjoyable to us? Now, we're big fans of Ryan Reynolds, and we thought, yep, we'll give it a shot. And we did enjoy it. We thought it was an interesting play on the whole time thing. I think it did it quite well, the fact that he comes back to sort of warn his younger self about certain things that are going to happen. And the person who plays his younger self is absolutely brilliant. So for me, it's probably one of these movies that's always going to be on Netflix and you can't actually get it on physical. But if it ever come out on physical, I would buy it. It's not one of Ryan Reynolds' best movies, but we quite enjoyed it. So number 9, that's The Adam Project. At number 8 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, I had a great time with Sonic the Hedgehog, and mainly because of Jim Carrey. And I wanted to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but I got Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on Blu-ray just for Deborah to watch, because you couldn't find it on Sky at all. So I put this on, and then when I watched it, she wanted to watch this one immediately afterwards, and we had a great time with it. Yes, it's kind of like a kids' movie, but I think the fact that Jim Carrey is so good in it, I think this is what elevates his movie to making it a great movie. I found. I thought the 4K on it, although I watched it on a UHD on the Sky Movies, it looks sensational. So I can't wait to pick this up on 4K. I would imagine the picture and the sound would be incredible on 4K. These movies are just pure entertainment. And to be honest, sometimes you don't want to be looking at death and destruction all year. So at number 8, that's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. At number 7 is a movie I didn't think I would like at all. Now, I'm a big fan of this franchise, the early stuff, and I didn't think at this point I would have liked anything to do with it. But anyway, at number 7 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I thought this was going to be just absolute rubbish because they are starting to get more and more worse as they go along. Some of them are just absolutely just mind-numbingly bad. But this one here, I felt it was a kind of, I don't know if it was a return to where it was supposed to be, but I thought this was the closest to the feeling of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been since for a long time, from many sequels. And I just had a great time with it. Yes, it's ultra gory. Will it ever come out in physical? Probably not. It's a bit of a shame because I'd like to get this one in physical because I think it had a great picture. I would love to get it in 4K. And I just thought it was a really worthy sequel for once. And hopefully they'll do something more with this. They won't just put this out and forget about it. I'd like to see if they will continue this a little bit further. So number 7, that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Next is the movie that I think divides a lot of people. In fact, most people I know when they talk about it don't like it at all. So number 6 is Thor Love and Thunder. Me and the Debs went to see this. Well, I went to see this with my son in IMAX, and I went to see this with the Debs in IMAX, and we all had a great time with this movie. Yes, it's really funny. It's the Taika Waititi sense of humour. We just thought it was a fun movie. I just like the humour. I just like the sort of off-kilter touch it's had. Yes, it might anger some people who are big fans of Thor. I wouldn't say I'm a great fan of Thor. I think he's great in other people's movies. I haven't seen the first 2 ones. It's not my thing. I didn't like the comic books at all. And I just went into it and just thought, yeah, it's fun, I enjoyed it, and that's what it's all about. So number 6, that's Thor, Love and Thunder. In at number 5 is The Batman. Now this is a movie that my son went to see 3 times at the cinema. Actually, he took me along for one of the showings, and I thought this was brilliant. I thought it's one of the best Batman films I've seen for a long time. I think that this movie offers so much stuff. It offers a really different look at the Batman, the whole character, and I can't wait to see what they do with the next sort of installment in this character's, this Batman's phase. The fact they made this movie more like a noir movie was all the better for me. I just want to see them do more stuff like this. I think, well, I don't know what's going to happen with DC at the minute, but I wonder how they're going to sort of fit this character in. I'd like to see him standalone. Will he ever meet the Joker? I don't think he will. I think he'd probably meet his version of the Joker. I like the way these sort of universes are split up. I don't think they need to put them together. I think they'd be better on the standalone universes, if that's a thing. So yeah, so really good. I love the 4K on this. I think it looks sensational, especially on my OLED TV, because it shows that the black level is so good. The movie's long, but I didn't find it long at all. And I think that I just want to see more of this particular Batman, or the Batman. So, at number 5 it is The Batman. Next is a movie that I thoroughly recommend picking up, if you can find it, that is. So number 4 it is Terrifier 2. This movie is one of the goriest things I've ever seen in my whole life. It is so brutal, it's brutal beyond belief. The character of Art the Clown, who is really good in the Terrifier. You get Terrifier 1 and 2 on here. It's the first time I've seen 1 and 2. I watched them nearly back to back. I thought that this was just such an amazing sort of short movie, this one. And this one's quite long, although it doesn't seem like a long movie. I thought Terrifier 2 was better in a way, because it sort of fleshes the story out as well. Art the Clown seems to be more like a kind of Jason, zombie Jason in this, if that makes any sense. He's not really, but you know, he's not what he is in the first film. But wow, the brutality of this movie is just, when you think it's going to go to a certain place, and it goes next level, next level, next level. The things that you see in this movie would have got this movie banned back in the day like that. It would have never come out. And I can't believe what they let to be shown in physical media these days. I'm all for it. But this stuff is just next level. If you know, when you were talking about people throwing up in the cinema, I think that's a bit over the top. I could see people walking out on this. I could see if I put this on, or I didn't know much about it, or went to take the Debs to see it, she couldn't have watched this film, because it's so over the top. The violence that it shows, and the stuff that you show, like the injury detail, is just really just next level. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like to pair them. I hope when they do part 3 they'll have this movie the same sort of look, because both movies look the same. They're not like it. It's not a big budget, but it doesn't look like the budget's changed in the two of them. And I would like to see 3 carrying on in this sort of thread of this indie sort of horror. It's just absolutely brilliant, and so really over the top with gore. If you can get your hands on this, I do highly recommend it. So at number 4, that's the Terrifier 2. Number 3 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. What a title. This is the 4K version. I want to give a big thanks to my good friend Paul Lang, aka the 4K chef, and he gave me this. Can you believe it? It's just incredible to think that he would do that for me. So me and the Debs are big fans of Michelle Yeoh, so we put it on, and we had to watch it in 2 goes, just mainly because we ran out of time on the first watch, because it's quite a long film. And to be honest, I'm glad that I split it up, because there's that much stuff happens in this movie, not in a bad way, that it's sometimes hard to keep a track of where you are. It's like a multi-universe, but the multi-universe is just all over, not all over the place, but there's so many multi-universes. There's this person here, but there's about 40 universes that she's got, and this is just her particular universe with her in. But the things that happen in this movie, the editing in this movie is just next level. I don't know how they kept like track of where they were when the things happen in this. It's like 3 or 4 universes are coming together. It's just absolutely brilliant. And Jamie Lee Curtis in here is just a revelation as well. She's just so good. Just everything about this movie is just brilliant. The 4K on here is stunning. It's an A24 movie, so yeah. I don't know what it is about A24, but they seem to really drag their feet about releasing 4Ks in general, and also 4Ks in the UK, which is a bit of a shame, because I really respect their stuff that they put out, and I would like to be able to own it a bit quicker than like years later. I mean, Ex Machina has just come out now. It's been available on 4K in the US for about 4 years. Wow. But anyway, this is just such a good movie, and if you can't see it, get your hands on it. I do urge you to see it, because it's just so clever. And if you want to see a multi-universe done right, then this is the film. So number 3, that's Everything Everywhere All at Once. So number 2 is a tie, pun intended, because I've got X and also Pearl as well, who were made by Ty West. Boom. So I found it hard to separate these movies, because I just found them both equally amazing. Now, X was the first one to get released this year, and Pearl was the second one. But X is the middle of the trilogy, which Maxine, I think, is coming out maybe next year, the year after. and Pearl is the prequel to X. And I just found them to be absolutely brilliant. And I think if they can do Maxine can be a good film, I think that this franchise, this trilogy, will probably be one of the best horror trilogies ever. X has a look of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, although it's not like the feel of it. It's just the look of it, the way they've got this film to look from. I think it's set in 1979, but it really looks as if it's set from 1979. And I think Pearl's set in about 1920, something like that, and it's just brilliant. The whole world that it's built up here, especially with Mia Goth, who's absolutely brilliant as Pearl in that one. If I can get that in shot. I just think they're just absolutely brilliant. Of course, they're not really available in 4K because they look that good. Both these ones I like to see them on 4K or own them on 4K. But unfortunately, as yet, they're not really available in the US or the UK in 4K. But as soon as they do, which they will do, I'll be picking them up. Can't really get my hands on them actually. I'm going to be watching them again very soon. I found them to be an excellent double bill. So that's why I put them together, because I just find these movies to be absolutely amazing. So that's at number 2. That's X and Pearl. So before I tell you what my number 1 is, I bet you can't guess what that's going to be. Stick around to the end of the video because you'll see a Christmas message from me. Anyway, at number 1 is, of course, Maverick. When we went to see this film, I talked about this before, we're not really that big of fans of Top Gun. I thought it was alright. I hadn't seen it till literally last year. And I thought, yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. But it was average, I found. Although I really like the scenes with the dogfights and that. Me and Debs went to see it twice. To be honest, we've seen it 4 or 5 times at the cinema. It's a real throwback to the 80s. In fact, it's got a lot of 80s cheese in it, which I'm glad they put in the movie, because if they hadn't, there would have been something missing from this movie. I think they got the kind of flavour of the first one and put it into this one, and obviously really upgraded it, because the flying sequences in here are just next level. I've never watched anything like it. The whole movie itself, I can't fault it. I just think it's just a joy to watch from start to finish. The 4K is unbelievable. It's one of those movies that you think, I bet this will look good on 4K, and when you see it, you think, yep, they've done this justice. I mean, look great in the pictures, but on the 4K on this, I just think it's just took it to another level. The sound quality, with the fact of these jets flying around, it's just amazing. The whole thing is absolutely brilliant from start to finish. I can't speak highly enough about this movie, and I hope they do a sequel to it. I don't know what's going to be like, and if they follow down this route, I think this is going to be one of the best trilogies ever. I can't believe it when I'm talking about Top Gun being like average and this one being one of the best films I've ever seen. So yeah, so at number 1 with a bullet, that is Top Gun. So thanks for watching, you take care, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers. Hello, my name is John from Mondo Chelloveck Movies, and I just want to wish all of you lot a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And right, yeah. I hope the rest of your holiday period is really good and very enjoyable. And so once again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from John from Mondo Chelloveck Movies. I look forward to seeing you all in the new year. So thanks again. Yeah.